And by the way, we just hit a record. This is according to a calculated risk blog. We just hit a record of new homes making up over 25% of total inventory in the country. It's almost 27% total inventory is new homes. And they're sitting at an average price point of over $550,000. So until we pull regulatory costs out with the ultimatum to, from municipalities, from counties to builders, it says, we're going to pull the regulatory costs out for you to go and build $300,000 homes, we won't solve the inventory crisis. And that, has a lagging effect because you've got to build these homes. But we just keep building up for the last 10 years of being stuck in a systemic inventory issue.
I think it's not just,
Lisa,
I don't think Lisa. I don't think it's just the regulatory in terms of the cost and the fees. I think we also have to be looking in our communities and looking at zoning requirements and changing some of those to be able to allow a little bit more density or vertical building, right? Because it's twofold. It's such a multifaceted problem, and until we really start to address it.
You'll get pushback in suburbs when you talk about vertical housing, Lisa. I mean, how far are you willing to go on zoning? Because every time, it gets deep into the suburbs, there's a lot of pushback.
Yeah, well, but I think, when you look at some of the suburbs, we're looking at 3-floor limits, right? But like I'm thinking of the community where I live half the time as a 3-floor limit. Increasing that even by one level to a 4-floor limit would increase the number of affordable units that exist, right? Or we have 1-acre zoning. What if that got changed to, be moved down to 1/4-acre zoning in certain parts of the city or town, right? There's so many ways to kind of start to impact this, but they all need to be addressed simultaneously.
Yeah, I like what you're saying about 3 levels to 4. We have a 4-level development that we're closing out now. Now it's not affordable; it's super luxury, but it is in the suburbs. Cooper, you can flash 66 High Street. It's a development that $70 million plus development that we sold out. Yeah, I'll just give myself a little pat on the back here, Tom. I see you smiling, and I'm going to do that. All right, but 4 levels, I don't know if we can get it to an affordable price point. Maybe it'll help if you pull regulatory costs out and, like you're saying, adjust zoning a little bit. Don't go 50 floors in a suburb community. But, okay, what do you need? And this is about having a conversation with the developers. What do you need to be adjusted on the zoning that we can tweak and the regulatory pulled out to be able to get to 350,000? Tom?
Well, and Lisa, I think the more insightful thing, maybe not the stories, but the lot sizes, because we, where we are in Chester County and Montgomery County, specifically Delaware County, not so much, right outside Philadelphia, it's minimum lot sizes in some places of 2 acres. And I mean, so imagine if you just built a townhome community. And what I did while we were talking here is I pulled on Bright MLS right now to give everyone some perspective, the average sale price for new construction, and Bright MLS covers the DC metro area, it covers Philadelphia, South Jersey, parts of Virginia, is $866,000. That's the average of over 5,000 listings. That's not affordable for everybody. You look at where the median income comes in. I mean, it's around $87,000 in our marketplace. So, I mean, you're way above that. And there's these places that there's so little inventory. People want to get into these school districts, and the homeowners don't want to let them in. They want to have these larger lots where we maintain the integrity of the neighborhoods, which I can appreciate. I've seen these zoning meetings. My father did 3,000 plus new home sales in his career, and these meetings, the people get really nasty. Like, they don't want to change anything, and it's not only the local government, but it's also the local residents and the pushback that they give in these public zoning hearings that come up. And we were going through this yesterday with a client, and they asked us for some zoning requirements. They were looking at some lots. One particular township right outside Westchester, Pennsylvania, not a small area, they do not allow townhomes to be built. So, and the minimum lot size is 1 acre. It's called a residential agricultural district. If you took just a portion of those lands and, okay, we're going to build 300 townhomes here, there would be such demand for that. And you've got to adjust the cost, to your point, Lisa, because the builders can't make any money unless they're doing serious volume there, and they're hamstrung by what's available to be built. So you can't have it both ways, and that's going to be the challenge here in a lot of these cases. So it's local governments, it's federal governments with regulatory costs, and on top of that, it's going to be the local residents kind of allowing that to happen. And I've seen some of these zoning hearings. There was one in the township I live in. It went till 4 a.m. 4 a.m. Could you imagine being in a meeting until 4 a.m.? People just bitching about what was going on. And it was already approved, by the way. And they just wanted to hear themselves complain. So this is the challenge that builders have, is they got these people that live in these communities that don't want to see anything change.